Everything's carrying over slowly but surely. Now, as you'll see, because Joshua is our reference car, it is going to split the leaderboard up a little bit towards the back, but that is going to be the green lights as we go on our way to our race today here at Road Atlanta. That is going to be the number 5 car of Trent Thompson leading at the start of this race. That's going to be the number of 11 right behind him, though, of Blake Reynolds, our winner from last week. A very good, strong start with about 5 cars fighting for the lead here at the beginning. Cody Canady leading off the rest of the pack as he peters off just a little bit, but still not too far off to be out of the fight just yet. And here we are. This is the number 77. That is going to be Angelo Moranti, another podium winner from last week. Some of our cars barely making around that turn there as they're all fighting for position. And so at the moment we have, again, that number 5 of Trent Thompson leading the race, followed by the number 11 of Blake Reynolds in that red car. Number 9 is going to be Gabriel Borghi defending the podium position from what looks to be the number 84 car of Alex. I'm sorry, that is the number 77 car of Angelo, not Alex. Making their way towards the second half of the track now, this longer, not so straight bend. It looks like Blake Reynolds has taken the opportunity to take the first place position at the moment. Trent Thompson is not giving up, though, as we can see these 5 cars are fighting for position. Again, Cody in the back just leaning off a little bit, but not out of this fight. But all 4 of our other drivers are very close together. Again, we have Blake Reynolds leading the front there. And that is going to be the number 5 of Trent Thompson in the Hot Wheels livery. Following behind, number 9 is going to be Gabriel Borghi, doing a wonderful job with Angelo Moranti chasing behind. If this is anything like last week, we should hopefully be seeing a good, strong fight in the very beginning of the start of this race. As for about a third of the race last week, we did see a lot of fighting between our top 3 drivers, with plenty of side-by-side action going on. And again, that turn, they are fighting so hard out of there, they're not even making the entire turn. That is going to be pretty crazy to see. Taking a look at our strength of field today, you can see we have about 1.6K between the drivers, but there's definitely an outlier. If you take a peek at our leaderboard, you'll see that Blake Reynolds currently has 4.7K I rating. An insane amount for sure compared to some of the other drivers in this league. But the 1.5K driver Trent Thompson and the 3.4K driver of Gabriel Borghi are chasing him down and showing that I rating doesn't mean everything. And even Cody Canady, if we take a look at him, he's only in the rookie class license, but he's still managing to keep up with these 4 powerful drivers up at the front. But that is going to be a change-up as we see the number 5 car take position with Trent Thompson. But it's going to be switched right back to Blake Reynolds as we come around to the bend. Into the final straight here. Side by side between the 2 cars. Blake Reynolds and Gabriel keep switching position through each turn. We're able to see this update live on this leaderboard, unlike last week where it only updated per lap. We're now seeing the changes in real time when they happen. And an insane chase coming from Blake Reynolds out of the bends. Trying to chase the number 11 and number 9 of Gabriel and Blake. Angelo is going crazy here today. He definitely wants to seal the win for not quite getting where he wanted to be last week. And taking a look at our leaderboard, it looks like things have swapped up a little bit. Ty Simon may not even be on the track. Taking a look, I have to see here. No, he definitely fell behind though. And taking a look back at it as well, it looks like Trent Thompson may have had some issues as well, as we're not seeing him on the leaderboard at the moment. We're getting some messages that he may have hit a wall coming out of the last turn of lap 1 and may have returned to the pits for now. Looks like Ty Simon might be doing the same thing. As we take a look at our map, we see that that number 10 car is parked in the pits. But once again, we take a look at this insane battle at the front. A little bit of a shakeup from Gabriel there as we saw him he lost some grip, causing some time loss, which is going to allow Angelo to start chasing and attacking him. But they need to be smart about this. If they think back to last week, the moment that Blake was able to get a runoff, he set the gap up to be more than 10 seconds by the end of the race. So if these drivers want to be smart about this, since they still have 25 minutes left, they may want to consider trying to work together to keep up with Blake Reynolds here. Right on the bumper as we get the camera to cut through with them. Gabriel is not letting off any pressure from Angelo here. It's always a pleasure to watch these F4 cars just slide around some of those sharper chicanes and whatnot. And you see those back tires just wanting to give out a little bit, but then the downforce kicking in as they get back on the accelerator. Now this is a similar sight to what we were seeing from last week. Gabriel and Angelo were both front-running contenders last week at Barcelona in the GT3s, and the fight did not look too dissimilar from what we're seeing now. Bumper to bumper, less than a second between the split. This is what we love to see. And a reminder, this is the Bayou City Cup Round 2 for drivers out of the Texas area, hosted by Shift E-Racing. So all the drivers we are seeing on the track at the moment are Texan-based sim racers. So they make their way towards the not-so-straight section of the track once again. It looks like Gabriel has lost a little bit of pace off of Angelo, and is now attempting to make up some of that time that he's losing in front of him from Blake Reynolds. Cody Canady also doing a great job staying in that 4th place position. He may not be keeping up quite as much, but the drivers behind him are not making any pace on him either. All it would take is one simple mistake from any of the podium drivers at the moment for Cody to be able to have a chance to catch up and get a potential podium. A beautiful shot of these cars flying by. They may not be the fastest in the Formula Series, but they are definitely some of the most fun to drive. And these drivers are showing us why today. So as we take a break for a moment, we'll go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. We currently have Blake, as we see, running the two drivers of Angelo and Gabriel in 2nd and 3rd, Cody Canady in 4th, Fuji in 5th, followed by Jacob Hayes in 6th, Alex in 7th, Dunn in 8th, Joshua South, our host, in 9th, and Trent Thompson in 10th place. 11th place is going to go to Ty Simon. I'm not too sure what happened to him, as we haven't seen him on the track recently. It may have been a retirement, but we're not too sure yet. We'll go ahead and take a look now, if you give us a moment. So it looks like Ty is still on the track, and so is Trent. And we'll go ahead and go back to the most exciting part of the track now. That is going to be unfortunate for Trent. I'm not too sure what happened. From my understanding, coming out of the last turn, he did hit the wall. So that 1st place podium from the qualifying, 1st place grid position from qualifying, it shows he has the pace, but now he has to work extra hard to make up the points for that pace. Not too sure what's happening with our data here. Make sure we haven't lost our reference car. Finesse is still on the track, so I'm not too sure what is happening with our leaderboard. If we continue to have problems with it, we will switch back to the other board we were using last week, but for the moment, since we're following these drivers anyways, this works out perfectly. We have the number 11 of Blake Reynolds still leading the pack, with Angelo being chased down by Gabriel Borghi. Although it looks like he's off into the grass, and that's going to be some damage to his rear end. How unfortunate for the number 77 of Angelo. But that's what we were talking about, is all it takes is one mistake, and your race can definitely be up, just flipped over on its head. And there we go, we do have the leaderboard fixed now. I'm not too sure why it's having issues, but we will make sure that they don't continue if we see them happening. And so at the moment, we're looking at the number 84 car. That is going to be Alex, being followed by Dunn in the number 6 car. We didn't really get to see much of Dunn during the qualifying, but as we see it now, Jeremy is doing his best to chase after Alex here. And while we weren't able to quite catch that action of what happened to Trent here, remember, we will be uploading we'll be uploading highlights of each session shortly after, within a week or two of each session, so that you can see anything that may have not happened on the live feed. So always make sure to check out the Shift E Racing YouTube channel for any updated videos, whether it's the races themselves, highlights, or any other bit of details that may be cool to see in the post-race sessions. But as we take a look at it, we're currently with the we were with the number 8 car. Our producer deciding which he wants to follow at the moment. We're back with Blake at the moment, and we'll see that he has Trent Thompson a lap down behind him. Using that leaderboard as reference, we know that Trent is about a lap down. It's going to take him a while to catch back up with the front runners from where he's at now, but all it takes is a couple of incidents, and you never know what could happen in any race. So while he is lower in the leaderboards, we will not count him out of the race just yet. But we are going to cut back to the number 9 of Gabriel, trying to run away from Angelo. He's set a little bit of a gap now with about 0.7 seconds behind him. But he's going to have to work harder than that, as we know Angelo will not give up easily. Beautiful stuff here today from the 3 current podium runners. Some simple mistakes here and there, but nothing too catastrophic yet. This is exactly what we were seeing out of last week's race with these 3 at the GT3s in Barcelona. And that looks like Trent Thompson may have gone off briefly again in the corner of the camera, and there's a bumper. Unfortunately, I think I may have seen a wheel as well. Trent may have had some irreversible damage there. Let's go ahead and see if we can cut back to him real quick. And yeah, that is going to be Trent Thompson officially out of the race. It's going to be a bummer for him, but he knows he has the pace, so he just needs to show up to some more sessions later on and make up some of that time. But I definitely know that can be frustrating, as today he had that pole position lap, but wasn't able to show consistency with that pole position. But here we come back to the number 9, number 77 of Angelo and Gabriel once again. The cameras cannot get enough of these two as they go side by side. Did I possibly see a little contact? I'm not sure. But that is some strong defending coming out from Angelo here, as he almost attempts to squeeze for a moment before Gabriel decides to fall back in behind him and use the draft to his advantage. And we have seen this part of the track tripping up our drivers a little bit. We've been seeing the loss of grip happen. And even just now, we saw Angelo go off the track just a little bit. Beautiful stuff here today. And as they come around this bend, they are going to be heading back to that not-so-straight section of the track. This will be the opportunity for Gabriel to get a good chase if he has a good exit. He'll be able to utilize that draft and hopefully overtake him before they come to that breaking point at the end of this. Although it may not be the case. We do see 0.2 is the gap. Will it drop down to 0.1? Will he have a chance? I don't think so, as they come towards the braking zone. Angelo making the smart move to go a little bit closer to the middle of the track, but not enough to break up his line. And here we come back down towards the final straight again. Gabriel is chasing down Angelo, bumper to bumper nearly once more, but still not finding an opportunity to pass. And we are getting word that it seems like the issue with our driver that has retired today, Trent Thompson, it seems like when that lap 1 incident occurred, he may have had some contact. So we'll definitely need to have that reviewed later on. Currently, I'm not aware of any rules with post-race incident awarding or anything like that, so that will be left up to Joshua South, the host of the series. But once again, we're here watching the number 77 be chased down by Gabriel Borghi. These two have not had enough of each other yet, that's for sure. Taking a look up at the distance between drivers, Blake is setting quite a gap now. He has almost 3 seconds on the drivers behind him, and I haven't seen that dwindling much at all, so unless he makes a mistake, there is a chance that Blake is going to be taking his second victory in the Bayou City Cup Series. Only half of the race remains with 14.5 minutes left on the clock. These two drivers, though, are definitely being the stars of the show. Blake may be the front runner, but these two are definitely showing what we want to see here in any kind of sim racing event, which is close competitive racing. And I think what's just even better to top it all off is, again, we look at the iRating and the licenses of these drivers. While Angelo may be the lesser of the two as far as results and points, he's showing here in this fight today that he can fight with an A-ranked driver with a higher iRating. This is lost my own words there for a moment. But yes, this is an impressive display here from Angelo, both last week and this week, showing that you can have a lesser iRating, but still fight with some of those that are considered to be better than you. And here we come again. We see that they are just doing their best not to lose the grip in those sections, as that's what's going to allow them to maintain their speed even if they're not on the throttle. But the second those rear tires kick out, that can spell some time loss. Another lap down from our drivers. And taking a look again at the leaderboard, we'll go ahead and take a look at the standings. We currently have Blake Reynolds leading the pack again by that 4-second gap now. Almost a second later than what it was last lap. Angelo and Gabriel fighting for the second place position currently, with Cody Canadian 4th, Fuji in 5th, Jacob Hayes in 6th, Dunn in 7th, Alex in 8th, Ty Simon in 9th, and Joshua South in 10th, with our retired driver Trent being the one in 11th. And here we come towards the back end of the not-so-straight section of the track. Although it does not look like Gabriel has enough pace on him to be able to make any moves here, so he's going to have to keep falling into that draft. A beautiful cut of the curb, though. It doesn't look like he made track limits, but he definitely made use of the limits, leading to what looks to be an excellent exit towards the final straight of the track. Short but sweet. It does set up an opportunity. Will he go for the pass? No, he's going to filter back in behind Angelo. It seems like Gabriel just doesn't know where he wants to make the move, or he seems like he's making a choice to wait for possibly Angelo to make a mistake, as we have seen him get a little shaky in certain sections of the track. It's definitely possible. Although looking at an exit like that, I'm not too sure. That looked beautiful there. And here we go as they make their way around the final bend of the south side of the track. Making their way once again to the not-so-straight. Will we be able to see Gabriel make that attempt of a move here? I don't know. Again, I just truly can't tell if he's trying to play it safe and hold position until it's closer to the end of the race, or if he simply just doesn't know where he wants to pass, because as of right now, he's just following. He's keeping the pace behind, or maybe, as we spoke about earlier, he's working with him to catch up to Blake Reynolds. But I don't see that happening, as again, Blake's gap has not really diminished much. He's kept it now at 4 seconds on average for that whole lap. But here we go. We do see that Gabriel is starting to make some different lines. Is he going to set up a move? He's keeping me on my toes here. As they approach the back marker of the number 143 car, that is going to be Ty Simon. Needing to get out of the way, and maybe not that much out of the way. He's off the track now. But it really shows the pace of our top three drivers today. Starting to make their way towards the back markers is definitely an impressive feat. 10 minutes left on the clock. We are 2/3 of the way through this race now. This is going to be the final stretch. With about 1:20 left on the clock, we will see about 5 laps left here. Or sorry, 1:20 per lap, not on the clock. Here we go again as they make their way towards the last turn into the final straight. Gabriel just continuing to fall in line. Although here we go, we are seeing a dive towards the inside. Is he going to make the move? He sketched out Angelo. We did see the little bit of a shake, and Angelo is off track. A beautiful, beautiful move from Gabriel, putting that pressure on for so many laps just to make what seemed to could have been an aggressive move, turned into probably one of the softest moves we've seen in the session. Allows him to overtake into that second place position. And now looking at it, he's being chased by the back marker of the number 84 car of Alex. We definitely want to see Angelo put some more pace on after that mistake, going off track. Again, this is the Bayou City Cup Round 2 here at Road Atlanta in the FIA 4s. Last week for Round 1, we were at Barcelona with a very similar top running field in the GT3 category. And it seems like Angelo is deciding to make a pit stop now. An interesting choice. I wonder if he was starting to feel that degradation in his tires. But it could definitely be risky, as Cody was not that far behind. He only had about 6 or 7 seconds on Cody. So if we take a look now, we're actually going to see him starting to come around the corner and right past us, if the cameraman will decide that's the right choice, but apparently not. But as we take a look at the leaderboard, yeah, that's going to be Cody making the pass. Here he is now in the podium position. All he has to do is make it to the end of the race now, and he will have secured his first third place of the season, I believe. Here we are, the number 10 car of Jacob Hayes. So at the moment, not too much going on track. This is going to be the number 11 of Blake Reynolds, who has run the fastest lap of the session. He has a 1:21.9. Very impressive, considering what we were seeing from qualifying was the 22s. So in a race setting, Blake is showing that he has the potential. Even his last lap was a 1:22 flat with that .025. And so since not too much is happening up here, from what I am seeing, the closest gap is going to be that of Jacob Hayes. So we're going to go ahead and take a watch with him for here in a moment. Jacob currently has 2.2 seconds of a gap behind him from Dunn in the number 6 car. And a yellow flag has been thrown out onto the track. Let's go ahead and see if we can clip through our drivers and see what happened here. Ooh, and that is going to be Alex in the pits now. Not too sure what happened there, but we can take a quick look. Was that going to be contact? Unfortunately not. He just lost the grip at the top of the hill. On the curb, it looks like. Yeah. Very unfortunate for him today. But as we cut back, we are going to see the number 8 car of Ruiz being chased down by... Or at least I thought he was being chased down. It does not look like it. That is going to be a car off the track behind him. Well, here we are again, the number 8 car of Ruiz here. As I said last week, I love the color scheme that he runs on his cars. He has that beautiful white, red, and green. Reminds me of the good old Castrol liveries we'd see back in the day. And so with 4.5 minutes left on the clock, we'll go ahead and run over the leaderboard once again. We have Blake Reynolds leading in first place with an 8-second gap and the fastest lap of the session. Gabriel Borghi in second place. Cody currently now in third place after running fourth for most of the session. Refugio now in fourth place behind him. Angelo has dropped down to fifth from the third place position that he was holding for most of the race. Or I should say, actually, he was holding the second place position for most of the race. Jacob Hayes currently in sixth, followed by Jeremy Dunn in seventh, Joshua South in eighth, Alex in ninth, and Ty Simon in 10th. But we don't want to leave out again. In the 11th position was Trent, who did set the pole position for lap for, oh my gosh, my words. Trent Thompson, who set the pole position lap for today, did unfortunately have to retire after a few too many incidents. Sounds like in the first lap, into the last turn, he had a contact with another driver, which really set him back, and then later on we saw him make another error that led him into crashing his car, unfortunately. But taking a look here, we have the number 8 car being chased down, what I believe is the number 84 car, or is that Finesse there? That is going to be the number 7 car of Joshua South, chasing him down. But don't be confused, they are on different laps, so they are not currently running against one another. And 3 minutes remain on the clock. It's going to leave about 2 to 3 laps left per driver on the track. As we take a look at the map, we'll see that Blake Reynolds is currently making his way around that south bend into the not-so-straight. So he is currently about halfway done with his on his current lap. So I'm looking to see, he should possibly be running 2 more laps after this if he can make it to the finish in time. And once again, we're on with the number 8 car of Refugio here today, aka Fuji. Currently in front of him is the number 84 car, who is a lap down. That is going to be Alex being chased down by the number 8 car of Fuji here today at Road Atlanta. And a big thank you again to Shift E Racing for allowing me to commentate. I am Rack Racing, host of Rack Racing Productions, here as your commentator today for the Shift E Racing Group's Bayou City Cup, based out of Houston, Texas. All drivers are Texan-based. Whether they're from the Houston area or not, the only prerequisite is that you are from the Texas area. Only 1 minute left on our clock now. We currently see the number 77 of Angelo as we cut back to Refugio again. This has been a pretty good session overall. A lot less incidents from what we were seeing in the first session, aside from a couple of drivers retiring, but only 2 drivers is not bad compared to more than half the grid, which, not that that happened last time, but we're definitely seeing some clean, hard racing today. That's what's important. Unfortunate again what happened with Trent Thompson earlier in this race. He'll definitely be eager to make up for it in the next session. He's shown he has the pace, so next time it's all about just making sure he makes it to the end. But here we go, and we have only 30 seconds left on the clock. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and focus on our leader now with Blake Reynolds. A huge congratulations to this driver. He has put on quite a show today, both today and last week. I have definitely enjoyed watching his racing. He's shown that he can go side by side with other drivers with no issue, while also just putting down some incredibly insane laps. Because if we take a look, he just set another fast lap last lap, He has a 121.794 now. The closest driver to him has over a second in that last lap, which is crazy to think he's still putting on this much pace, creating a 17-second gap. That's very impressive that he's shown now in 2 sessions that not only can he lead at the front, he can gap at the front. So he's definitely going to be the driver to look out for. However, Gabriel has also been putting on an impressive fight here. We'll go ahead and see if we can cut to him now if you give us a moment. As he comes across the finish line, that is going to be the second place for Gabriel today. Followed by Cody Canady in third place as he's making his way towards that last turn now. Good job to Cody as well. That is going to be the number 8 of Refugio coming around for fourth place. Not quite the podium he may have craved, but definitely a good finish for today. Big congratulations to him. And in the number 77 car, again, we have Angelo, who did have second place for most of that race, but unfortunately just wasn't able to carry his way all the way through. That is going to be the number 7 of Joshua South making his way across the line now. Further down on the leaderboard, as well as the number 84 of Alex, who was able to place in 9th place today. A big shout out to all of our drivers. This was some incredible racing once again. We'll go ahead and read through that leaderboard once more. We have Blake Reynolds in first place, Gabriel Borghi in second, Cody Canady in third, Refugio in fourth, Angelo Moranti in fifth, Jacob Hayes in sixth, Dunn in seventh, Joshua South in eighth, Alex in ninth, Ty Simon in 10th, and Trent Thomas will take that 11th place position despite his DNF. Again, congratulations to our drivers for making it through this race once again. I know personally I have a lot of troubles with Road Atlanta, and in a car like the FIA F4 where it's all about keeping that rhythm, you all did a wonderful job. So make sure to give yourselves a pat on the back. But a huge shout out again today to Blake Reynolds. He had an incredible run, not only creating a huge gap, but not giving it up either. He was strong from the very beginning. So congratulations to him. Thank you again to Shift E-Racing for allowing me, Rack Racing Productions, to host this event as your commentator. We look forward to seeing you next week as well, I believe. We have a couple of events going on. Make sure to join the Shift E-Racing Discord, and if you are in Texas yourself, make sure to join the Texas Sim Racers Facebook group to be able to get caught up on anything that's going on with this series. Thank you again. You all have a wonderful night.